cleaning. And after the clean work, the pandas will come out and play. Due to the dark light, maybe you cannot see them clearly. The workers told us we should keep a distance from the pandas. So before they go abroad, they will maintain a very regular status. They won't be very close to the strangers, so they can have a smooth feeling when they are setting off to Finland. And this is the environment of their house. It's the backyard of the house. It's only for the panda to play, and it's about 200 square meters. Because the adult panda prefer to live alone, if two of them stay together, they may fight each other. Now let's interview one of the workers. Hello, what are you working? So I'm cleaning the house, and this is the area where the panda play. This panda named Hua Bao, the male panda. How long have you fed him? I started to feed it when it was sent to this separation area. So for the pandas who will be sent off, why do they need this period of separation? It's mainly to test their health condition, and if the condition is good, they will be sent abroad. So I won't disturb you anymore. Can you introduce to us the area we are currently in? Just now, he introduced that Hua Bao is having a rest in the room, and after the cleaning work outside, it will come out to play. So how long will it play? It depends on its feeling. The door is open. Whenever it wants to comes out, he can come out to play. And because we are here in the testing zone, so we should be fully protected. We should be fully wear the testing clothes. So let's go and have a look of others. And this is the villa of Jin Baobao. Well, this yard belongs to Hua Bao. Jin Baobao lives here. If you have any questions, you can send us message through WeChat. We can see it in time. And we can raise the questions and answer your questions. Jin Baobao is not here. Can you lead us to see it? Are you the trainer of him? I'm 金宝宝 doctor. Please say hello to our audiences, to the netizens. I'm from CCTV. So you are for the medical protection of Jin Baobao.
This is Jin Baobao. How long have you been his vet? After he was born, we've been taking care of all the pandas to Yesterday we made Chinese bun for this panda because it's very nutritious and we use very nutritious flour as well as rice, corn, and yellow bean. Apart from bamboo, pandas also eat other auxiliary food because we mainly use Chinese bun to add more nutrition in his diet structure. Now we will go forward. You can see that the panda has gone into the playground. We are very fortunate. Jin Baobao was born in the year 2014. That is similar to an 11-year-old child. Some of the netizens ask, how do the panda take the flight? Will the pandas get flight sick? To know the answer, we usually give a test to the giant panda. We will check the condition of the giant panda. If he will get sick, then we will have all kinds of measures. That all depends. Do you take care of both giant pandas? Yes. Currently, they are all in a very good condition, including their weight and their health check indicators. You can see that Jin Baobao, it's very good looking. Even when Jin Baobao is climbing the tree, he is also looking at the camera. Can you also tell us, we know that Jin Baobao has multiple identifications because he is the prototype of the China's Panda gold coin. You can see that Jin Baobao has taken multiple positions. He is not only the friendly panda to Finland, I also asked our staff that these 2 giant pandas is about to go abroad. So during these days, they've been eating Chinese bamboos a lot. How do we control their weight? Do we need to control their weight? Yes, actually we do. We will determine if they are overweight. Depends on their age. Some netizens also ask, what's the average weight for a giant panda? For a female giant weight, it's around 100 kilogram. For male giant panda, it's around 20 kilograms. There is some flexibilities of that. Usually a giant panda dies when they are 25 years old. And we also heard that Pan is a long-living panda. Pan died at the year when he's 30 years old. As the vet of the giant panda, will you also go to Finland with them? Yes, I will. I will take care of them and try to do medical cares for them. During the whole process, how long will you stay in Finland? Around 2 months. Because we need to get the panda to be adapted to the environment of Finland. The reason why we need to set this quarantine zone is it because that we need to prevent them from the exterior bacteria. Yes, when they have arrived at Finland, we will also set up a quarantine zone so that to protect them from the diseases, because each country has their local diseases. We need to prevent the giant panda from those virus, bacteria, and diseases. Also, during this period of time, we will also try to test their health by all kinds of indicators, such as their temperature, etc. We know that there are a lot of panda research cooperation projects around the world. Why do we choose these 2 giant pandas to go abroad? Because we know there is a standard. First of all, we will look at their health condition, and then we will look at their appearance. Also, we will look at their bloodline. Because we are sending a female and a male giant panda. We know that you will go to Finland. Does the breeder also go to the Finland as well? Yes, we will try to get them prepared. We know that the project lasts 15 years. Will there be more staff visiting Finland later? Yes, we will give them technical support. After 15 years, these 2 giant pandas will come back to China. Some netizens also ask if these giant pandas can survive or can adapt to the environment in Finland. Yes, actually they can adapt very well because they are very used to the cold environment. If they go to Finland, they will get very comfortable. That's not that necessarily true, because if the temperature is too low, then they will still not survive. Currently, the temperature in Zhujiang is fine for them. If it is colder, it's still fine. How many bamboos will they eat each day? Around dozens of kilograms. Sometimes we'll also give them baby bamboo shoot. There are all kinds of varieties of bamboos around the world. Do they eat all of them? Some of the bamboos they prefer. However, some of the bamboos they will not eat. However, there are still a lot of varieties of bamboos that they can eat. Where is the panda going? Can you also introduce the functions of the villa? You can see we have swings, and we will also give them playing balls. We need to give them all kinds of toys to let them play.
And because the environment is very good for them, and there is hospital for pandas, right? It's especially for the pandas. Yeah. For the disease testing. And that's the house of Huabao, right? Yeah, the feeders is adding the bamboos for him. And about the journey, do they have the jet lag problem? Yes, some of the pandas do have. Just like us human beings. Yeah. I heard that pandas prefer higher temperature. So in summer, you freeze these bamboos and the bamboo roots and apples. There are some functions of this freezing to lower the temperature also. And during the following 15 years, what projects do they need to go through? We will negotiate according to our research center and the procedure of Finland's research, and some education event we will negotiate. And some netizens ask, do they need to bring some Chinese bamboos? Yeah, we will bring some for them to have the transition period. They are very optimistic. They move a lot. Yeah, because they are at a very young age. So usually after the panda is over 3 or 4 years, can they go abroad? No, actually when they are 2 years old, they can be sent abroad. Because they are owned by China, so when they are reached a certain age, they will be back to our country. So how about the medical? That's not because the medical care for pandas are not as good as China. No, it's not the problem. So can you bring us to have a look of Huabao? So what's this house used for? In this whole quarantine zone, every room has the special function. This area also belongs to 金宝宝. Can they understand our talks? They can identify the voice of the feeders. So are they more familiar with the Sichuan dialects? Of course, yeah. So what if they don't understand Finnish? The feeder from the Finland will come here in advance, and they will communicate with the pandas. And one netizen asked, so how much does it cost for feeding the giant panda? It depends on the types of the bamboos and different seasons. It's 华豹. 华豹 is a male giant panda. Why he is named 华豹? Was he born in 2014? No, 2013. So he's about 3 or 4 years older than 金宝宝. Generally speaking, male giant panda is 金宝宝. They are neighbors. Generally speaking, the sexual mature period is later than the female panda. Let's have a look of the netizens' questions. Tomorrow, we will start the procedure to put them to the cages. We will consider their condition. If the panda is timid, it may take time to put them into the cages. So how about these two giant pandas? 华豹 is more brave than 金宝宝. So now they will play outside in the afternoon. That might be the last time before they are going abroad. They have the freedom to choose whether to stay indoors or play outside. We see that there are so many visitors to have a look of the pandas abroad. So I heard that there are some crazy fans in our base also. There are many fans of the pandas, right? Yes, there are many people who like pandas a lot, and they often come here. And some are volunteers, all right? So how to apply for the volunteer? We have a service center. They are doing the application work. It's a really good experience. Before I came here, I always thought pandas are very cute. And many of my colleagues ask if I can touch, if I can hug the pandas. No, you can't do that, because pandas are also wild animals. They are very strong, actually. They can bite very fierce things, very thick bamboos. And they may attack you if they feel they're threatened. They can hurt you as well. So pandas are not like the pets at home. Although kind of cats, but it's also bear. They can attack people. And more questions from the netizens. So are they in the regular weight? Yeah. And they are not relatives. So are their parents the familiar pandas to us? Yes. So their parents also went abroad or not? No, it depends. It depends on the panda's conditions.
Also, Huabao and Jinbaobao are going to visit Finland and stay 15 years there. So mostly all of the pandas will return back to the base to get retired. Usually, I can't really remember. One netizen also asked that the panda, it's the two pandas is one of them is female and the other one is male. So here in Dujiangyan Panda Protection Base, there are one Jinbaobao and the other is Huabao. They are going to Chengdu International Airport and fly to Finland for a 15-year-long project. Currently, we are live broadcasting to see the preparations of these two giant pandas. Usually, if we are going to send two giant pandas abroad, we would select one female panda and one male panda. Because if we send pandas abroad, we will also need to research their breeding issues. How long is an international project? Does this project last? Usually it's around 10 years. Do they interact with the breeders? We will give them some kind of trainings. We can see that Jinbaobao is very active. It's running now. Now both of them are coming out to get sunbathed. One netizen also asked where we are. We are now currently at Dujiangyan Panda Protection Base. This base is open to the general public. If you want to visit here, you can by all means come here and have a closer look at these two pandas. So currently we're at the quarantine zone. This quarantine zone is not open to the public. And because these two pandas are visiting Finland tomorrow, so this zone is not opened. And you can see that there is a bamboo forest. On the opposite side of this forest, there is an open zone that is open to the public. We have already zoomed in a lot. However, we still cannot see them very clearly. I do encourage the audience to come here and visit it and have a closer look at them by yourselves. So for the body shape of 金宝宝, it's very round already. Actually, he's not overweighted. As general visitor, we usually don't know how to differentiate the female and male panda. How do we differentiate them? If you look at them closely, you can see that they are still very different. Some of the giant panda head shape is round and some of them is not pointy. And sometimes they will have a horn. If you look at them closely, you can see that each giant panda has their own characteristics. They not look the same. And when I'm already here, I also have cleared some of my puzzles. I must ask you, how long do they usually take a shower? Usually they don't take showers at all. We will not give them any shower because they are wild animals. They've already got their own microbacteria in their immune system. They can self-clean, and sometimes they will play in the water pond. That is kind of like taking a shower by themselves. We know that giant panda is also wild animals. We cannot treat them like pets. And in order to preserve their wild survival ability, we will not give them too much care. You see that these giant pandas sometimes give a rest and sometimes play outside. So usually giant pandas will stay more time outside than stay inside. So this area is where Huabao at, and here on my left side is where Jinbaobao currently at. We cannot reach them. You see that Huabao is coming closer. If you want to interact with these pandas, how do you call them? Usually they only respond to the feeders. One netizen also asked, if we call them, will they respond? So usually we will try to keep them in a quiet environment. If you interact with them, since you are a stranger, you will disturb them. It can influence with tomorrow's process, so we will try to not disturb them. Just leave them quiet. Some netizens also ask, because tomorrow we will put them in the cage in the morning and then load the cage on the truck. Do we know what time do we load them? That all depends on their conditions and depends on their mood. Sometimes it can be very quick and sometimes not. So in order to guarantee a fluent process tomorrow, we will try to not disturb them. You see that there are a lot of bamboos in front of Huabao. Why do we put that many bamboos? That's like us. When we eat food, we will not eat all of them. We will just pick the one we like. a lot of waste can be generated in feeding pandas, because sometimes they can be very picky. If the panda has not finished all of the bamboos, then tomorrow we will try to clear out the rest of the bamboos. We see that he has very sharp teeth. He will pull off the skin of the bamboo, just like when we eat fruit. Do they also eat the leaves? Yes, they do. But at this season, they will prefer to eat the bamboo.
Although I know they are like bear, but I really want to hug them and touch them. So Huabao, as the male giant panda, he is bigger and older than Jinbaobao. Right. So before this, they stayed domestically for all the time? Yes. As we are in this Zhujiangyan base, are the bamboos local? Yes. Because they prefer the types, the local types. So how about when they are sent to the Europe? The bamboos will be imported from Holland. Bamboos are very scarce in the Europe because the season there is very cold. But the pandas prefer many types of bamboos, right? Yes. How about their immune system? If they are going to a new environment, do they need to inject some
Vaccinate
in advance? Yeah, we need to be very vigilant and careful while choosing the vaccinate for pandas, because we prefer them to play more, to do more exercises, to improve their own immune system, and also to improve their nutritious status. And we are in China now. We are at the Dujiangyan panda production base. We have 3 bases. One is in Dujiangyan, and one is in Ya'an, and the other one is in Genda. So for these 3 bases, they have different roles, right? Yeah, some have targeted roles. Like here, maybe there are more small pandas and sick pandas, but in pandas there are many for pregnant pandas, and one base is for training. Are these 3 bases open to the public? Yes. We have public zones. Maybe in some seasons, for the baby booms of the pandas, we may separate the pandas. That meal will not be open to the public. I've been in this industry for 17 years. So how many pandas have you taken care of? I didn't count that. So it's very interesting to interact with the pandas. Yes, they are very lovely. One netizen asks, do you often lead them to play or they play by themselves? Yes, they play independently. But for smaller pandas, like months old or 1 year old, we may lead them, we may try to make them take more exercises. Now how about the pandas' mothers? When do they separate? It depends on the conditions. A Jinbaobao was recognized as a Shanghai gold coin. So how many pandas like this has been recognized by companies? No, that's not very much, but some of the pandas. And I heard that one panda from Singapore was also adopted by some companies. Yeah. They sent the pandas photos through name cards. And some fans of the pandas, they may come here to visit the pandas every month. Yeah, they are like very close relatives. But some fans, they only be the fan of one particular panda. Yeah. Huabao is in a very leisure mode. He's lying there and eating. This is Jinbaobao. Jinbaobao is also eating. Pandas like to eat while they are leaning on their back or they are lying on the ground. It's different from human beings. So because the pandas live alone, do they need communications with their friends? But in the wild world, it's okay for them. They prefer to stay alone. So some netizens ask if they go abroad, who will they miss the most? From our perspective, we think they may miss the environment and the feeders. But actually here, because they are separated from their parents, so they won't miss their parents a lot. So it's different from human beings. We can't recognize them as human beings. So if we do in this way, there will be many misunderstandings. On our left hand is Jinbaobao, the female giant panda, and on our right hand is Huabao, the male giant panda. There is a very clear separation line, separation wall. They are in their own yards. When they become older, they will fight if they stay together. So we will separate the pandas when they are over 2 years old. Okay. Thank you for watching live streaming from CGTN on giant pandas, 金宝宝 and 华豹, getting prepared to fly to Finland. Please follow us on CGTN's app, Facebook, Weibo, YouTube, and Twitter. See you next time.